Is the sound working? Is the sound working? Yes, it is. All right. Except it's a little bit too loud, in my opinion. So, how's this? Sounds good. I like it. Is it too loud or not? Let's give it a little bit more sound. All right, there we go. We are officially live. That's a good sign. I'm happy I got the let's see here, new project set up correctly. Heading limited every time I click devices rejects me to US platform. No, it's not that kind of stuff. You need to do the QR code setup yourself. Click the devices tab in the home assistant. Oh, thanks, bud. Thanks, bud. Thank you.
Trust me, you're gonna want to have them without sauce.
Okay.
There's a hash browns, cheese inside of it.
Cool. Cool. All right. Anyways, people, so bear with me on this one. I'm just setting up stuff here. We're just working, getting live. So, ooh, and they're hot. My son made a whole bunch of stuff. But you know what? We're just gonna run through this, and long story short, we're just gonna focus entirely on this and get this done and over with for tonight. It's a great night indeed. So, everybody wants transformation, but few respect repetition. See, we all have a hidden superpower. All of us. All of us have a hidden superpower. And long story short, the difference between our visible success and our invisible discipline is action. See, luck is all nice and fine and dandy, but you know what? There's an old quote out there that says, "Chance favors the prepared mind." And truthfully, that's exactly what happens. Is chance favors the prepared mind. If you prepare in advance for everything that's out there, you can handle it. Now, I'm not saying that you need to try to sit at the stoplight and wait until it turns green. Every single stoplight along your path to turn green, it's not going to happen. But if you try and pack everything in the car ready for your trip, that's a whole other story altogether. See, a lot of different people out there change their habits. I mean, look at David Goggins. 300 something pounds and decided that he wanted to be a Navy SEAL. He changed his mindset. He changed his habits. He changed everything. And the thing is habits aren't boring. They're the blueprint for your greatness. See, what happens is when you decide to try and make a change in your life and you dedicate yourself to trying and focusing on changing those habits, because you can't get rid of habits. You have to change them. You have to replace a habit with a habit. All right? You have to change a habit by replacing it. You got to get rid of those old habits. In order to get rid of the old habits, you got to give it a new habit. So, but when you do that, and you do that repeatedly, what happens is your life changes. It's the old micro habits compound. It's the oldest story in the book. See, 1% of daily improvement becomes exponential. 1% of daily improvement isn't a lot. 1% really isn't a lot. but it's something, and it's better than nothing. Oh my, that's hot. Sorry about that. See, it's sort of like brushing your teeth every day. All right. When you were younger, you didn't really want to do it. But as you got older and realized how important teeth are, you made it a habit of brushing your teeth every day. Sometimes 2 and 3 and 4 times a day. You built that habit up. All right. Another habit would be like journaling, writing things down, keeping track of what happens in your daily life, how you feel in the morning, how you feel in the afternoon, how you feel in the evening. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe perhaps starting a list of your morning gratitudes. Every morning, wake up and be thankful that you're alive. So many people wake up or don't wake up in the morning. So many people don't wake up in the morning and they don't know that they died. That they go to bed at night not realizing that that's the last night that they're going to be alive. And so sometimes they'll go to bed angry or frustrated, or sometimes they'll say some really mean things to people they love. And that's that. What did I get in my house? Oh, I was helping my daughter clean a room earlier today.
What?
I was helping my daughter clean a room. I don't know. Obie gave them to me. You want to try one? They're hot. And they're soft.
Do they have cheese in them?
Yes, they do. They're hot. So.
They're mac and cheese bites.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, they're good.
What's that?
That's called a finger tapper. So go away.
So 5 push pins fell while I was making my bed.
Okay.
So I've decided tomorrow, while you're mounting the TV, you're also going to dismount my board and put it somewhere else.
Okay. I can do that.
You're gonna do it.
I can do that. Those are good. Anyways, but picture this. Each habit that you start is a brick.
Hey, where's my food?
A brick is small. I don't know. Where is it?
No one brought me food.
Go make some.
I guess I'll be making my own chili cheese Fritos.
Okay. I want some chili.
Uh-uh.
I actually didn't eat anything. Get out of here. No. Because you just told me
Your
no.
son brought you mac and cheese bites.
You just told me no.
My son brought me a dead animal.
You just told me no. You just told me no. You just told me no.
I remember that when I bring home mozzarella sticks tomorrow.
Get out of here.
Don't tell me what to do.
Anyways.
You're lucky I cleaned my room.
I'm lucky. You're lucky you cleaned your room.
Mm-hmm.
But see, everybody wants transformation.
I don't want transformation. You wanted my transformation.
Yes, well, all right. I'm trying to have a talk here.
I don't care.
But they don't respect the repetition. They don't respect the little tiny habits because they think one little habit isn't going to do much. They look at it like a penny. Like a penny isn't going to do much for them. But you know what? There's a movie out there, Ants. And in that movie, the grasshoppers are talking about how ants are so puny and so weak and everything like this. Come on, stop.
I brought you this back. It's been in my room for 4 months.
All right, I'm trying to do a live.
Shut up. It's my life.
Anyway, so in the movie, they're like talking about how the ants are so puny. And the one leader says, yes, they are puny and they are small. But the problem is that there are more of them than they are of the grasshoppers. And so with that in mind, they made a point that when they knocked him on the head with one nut, it didn't hurt that much. But then he tried to release the whole grain silo of nuts on top of this one grasshopper, basically hurting him real badly. He said, See, it's not a question about one nut. It's a question about when you have a whole bunch of them together, that's when the problems happen. And in a case like this with your habits, one habit is a brick in your wall. And while it's not going to try and take, while it's going to take more than one brick to build your wall, and you're not going to see that wall until you put 100 or 200 bricks into it. But that one habit is just the one brick. And you got to repeat that brick every day. Put another brick next to it, and 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 another brick next to it. And eventually that wall is going to get huge because of all the bricks that you're putting in there. That's how your habits are. That's how your habits work with you. Actually, I'd rather have a can of SpaghettiOs. Since you ate my last. It would be really nice if you did that.
It would be really nice. An RC. Do you have an RC?
No, I don't actually.
Do you have any soda?
No, I don't.
Or useless.
I know.
Are you sure you don't have any soda?
I'm positive.
I bought you a 2-liter RC a month ago. Where'd it go?
There might be a little RC left in the fridge. You can finish it off. I didn't really drink out of the bottle. I just tried a little cup out of it. So, anyways, one brick doesn't seem like a lot, but when you put 100 of them together, you're going to have yourself a wall. One habit doesn't seem like a lot, but when you repeat it on a daily basis, you can change your life. Because that's what consistency is all about. See, motivation is just a feeling. It fades. You know, you wake up energized and full of energy and the whole night, I'm motivated to get stuff done today. And all of a sudden you hit one brick wall and all of a sudden that motivation fails because you all of a sudden got that failure mode happen. Or you got some bad news or something. And your whole emotion just changes immediately. That's your motivation. It fades. It goes away. Motivation fades. It's a feeling. Now, consistency, on the other hand, your discipline, that's a whole nother story. Because see, when you try to focus with your discipline and you do stuff regardless on how you feel, and you get that job done, regardless on how you feel, you go to work, you get up and you work out, you read that book, you try and type up that letter, you try and do that exercise, you try and write in your journal, you try and do that fast, you do what you don't want to do. That's what's going to help create consistency. And that's going to take care of that motivation. It's going to wipe it right out because of the fact that motivation is just a feeling. But that discipline, that consistency, that's what builds your system. And systems sustain. See, I'll be honest. I really didn't feel like doing much of that work today. I blew up the server last night. I was actually quite depressed about that. Highly disgruntled, actually. And so I kind of went to bed kind of early last night. 12 o'clock-ish. I know that was early, right? But you know what I did? I slept in. I actually slept in this morning, and that was, I'm not really happy about that, but I slept in until about 10:30 in the morning, which is kind of shocking for me. But you know what? I'm not going to complain about that. Sleeping in was actually kind of cool. Sleeping in was kind of cool. In all essence. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. That worked out really well. And, but after that, I got up and I tried to do some stuff around the house. I got the server online. I got all that stuff going. And now I'm actually working on it, getting a home assistant working properly, and I kind of daughter and cleaning a room. And it's actually working really well in that aspect. There we go. Well, that's pretty neat. All right, well, that's cool. All right, anyways, sorry, I was playing with something. But you know what though? That motivation I had this morning to get the stuff done, eh, it faded after a bit. But you know what? I knew I had to get the rest of the stuff done. So I kept going. Because, like I said, discipline. Discipline takes care of things. Discipline and consistency will take care of the motivation. And now here I am at 10:30 at night, and I'm all excited about the fact that I've gotten so much done today. It's unbelievable. In fact, I'm even looking at starting another project in the morning. So we'll see what type of cluster. I'm actually converting from Windows 11 to Ubuntu tomorrow for the main server, which should be interesting. Yeah, I have to finish that up. Oh, okay, hang on. I'll have to do it in a little bit. I'm in the middle of something right now.
I can't change my light.
Well, you'll be fine for now. I'll take care of it shortly. I have to create an account for you.
Why do you have to create an account for me? It literally just says log in. Log me into whatever. I don't care. What are you looking for?
That.
That. Allow while using app.
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks.
All right. I still got to add your light to it, but it'll be there shortly. That's what I'm doing here.
I can't change my light.
Not now. Anyways, love you too, babe. The life of a teenager, so paranoid about everything. It's the end of the world, You can't change your light bulb. Got one of those smart lights. So you can change all the colors and do all that stuff like that. So, but there have been days where I didn't feel inspired. And I'm sure there are days that you didn't feel inspired either. But you know what? You still showed up. There are days that you don't feel like going to work, but you still do. There are days you didn't feel like going to school, but you still did. There are days that you didn't feel like going to important things, but you still showed up. See, the real thing is you didn't feel inspired, but you still showed up. You did what was hard. And believe me, showing up when you don't feel like doing something is hard. Especially if it's like some sort of cluster crap of a work project or something like this. And I experience a lot of cluster craps of work projects. Trust me on that one. I've got a bunch of them going on right now that just don't want to seem to work properly for me. So, here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. I challenge you to not chase the hype, but build rhythm with yourself. Build the rhythm, build the habits, build one brick at a time. Because every repetition tells your brain who you are. I mean, you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your habits, you fall to your systems. And the question is, what do your habits say about who you're becoming? I mean, are your habits helping build your destiny, or are they help burying it? I mean, because you know what? You're either trying and building something towards your future, or you're either trying just not doing anything at all towards it. Just like living along and just, que sera, whatever will be, will be. But you realize when you have a life like that, you really don't get anything done in it. You just kind of float along, letting life happen to you. And that's never a good sign. Because when you let life just happen to you, it just, you're floating on the waves, like floating on a floaty on the ocean. I mean, it's like going to the beach, all right? If you go to the beach, sorry, there's a cat. Hi, cat. I mean, if you go to the beach, all right, let's take this into consideration. If you go to the beach, all right, you go to the beach and you get one of those floaty things. You blow it up and you go sit out in the water and you lay on the floaty thing, just enjoying the beautiful sunshine hitting on you. You're floating on the waves. Whee! Woohoo! You know, but what happens? What do you do every now and then? What do you have to do every now and then? You gotta adjust where you're at. You gotta push yourself back towards the shore on this water. Why? Otherwise, you're going to float all the way out to sea. That's how life is. You have to constantly adjust where you're at, where you're going, and what you're going to do. Otherwise, you're just going to float all the way out until you're at a point where there's nothing you can do and you're going to drown and die. You can't live your life floating away. You have to adjust your course every now and then. You have to adjust where you're at, where you're going, what you're doing. You have to adjust it every now and then and get yourself closer back to the shore, closer back to what's comfortable, closer back to what's standardized, what your systems are. And that's where your habits tell you where you're going and what you're doing. See, and that's where I said your habits are your superpower. They're the quiet proof that you're becoming somebody unstoppable. They're the quiet proof that you're becoming somebody that's dedicated to their future. That's dedicated to working towards their dreams. That's dedicated to working towards their legacy. Your habits. Not my habits. My habits do nothing for you. Actually, you know what? My habits do kind of do something for me because I've got it in the habit now going live every single night. And then that's, you're here talking. You're here listening. Hey, cool beans. And so, you know what? Our habits are our superpowers. They help us decide where we're going, who we're going to be, and what we're going to do with our lives. They're the guidelines, the guideposts. Because they help you learn how to stand fast. They help you learn how to build daily. They help you learn how to become powerful through repetition. And repetition is what helps build those muscles. When you go to the gym, sorry, we got the cat again that I just don't want on my desk. Oh, thank you. Considering Patty stole all mine.
Finish them quickly, please.
Yes. Right, sorry about that.
There's a little kick on them. Before I gave you, we're like regular, but those ones.
Whoa!
What?
Yeah.
It's a little kick.
That's definitely a horse kick.
I'm full.
Well, here, hang on. Here, take this. Thank you.
That was better reading.
Mix. Mix.
Gosh, can you stop the big enough spoon?
Mix.
So, anyways,
Do you have any sour cream?
I don't know. You have to look in the fridge.
Did you buy any?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah, there's some in the fridge. There you go. Anyway, so the thing is, when you go to the gym, thanks. Where's my spaghetti goes?
You just got chili and
I got no chili.
You just got cheese balls and you're on mine.
I had 2 cheese balls and you ate the rest of them.
That's what I just said. And you don't like eating on live. So.
Okay. Sorry about that. You got a point. I don't. But you know what? Those are good. When you go to the gym, you don't lift weights just one time and expect to have big muscles. No. You got to go there and repeat. Lift the weights multiple times, 10, 15 times at a time. Take a break and do it again. Take a break and do the other arm. Take a break. Do it again. Why? It's called repetition. And the more you do reps, the stronger your muscles get. That's how habits are. You repeat a habit on a daily basis, and the more you repeat it, the stronger the habit gets. And the stronger the habit gets, the more beneficial your life gets from that habit. The more your life changes from that habit. Because see, repetition helps the habit become powerful. And that's how it becomes a superpower. You know, so this is Standfast Saturday. You're supposed to be focusing on standing up for yourself, making a change for your future. I mean, I believe in your future. I believe that if you have a dream and you're not lazy, you can have anything that you want. I mean, we got people out there believing and doing and having, thinking that they're, furries. God bless them. I mean, I was scrolling through TikTok earlier today, and there's actually a furry group where people dress up as furries, and they go to the park and they run around the park like furry animals. Well, God bless them. Actually, looks like fun. Does that mean I'm going to do it? No, it doesn't. But you know what? If that's what they want, then God bless them on that one. God bless them. The point is, they had a dream and they had a desire. They didn't care about what other people think of them or what other people say about them or what society says about them. They just do it and enjoy it. You need to do the same thing. You have a dream and you're not lazy. You need to step up and go after your dreams. And if it takes one small habit at a time, then one small habit at a time it takes. Because you know what? You withstood more than people know. You've owned more than people seen. Now it's time to win in a way that nobody can ignore. And believe me, with those people out there, you can't ignore that. It's time to step up and make your next move your loudest ones yet. Good night, everybody. Have a great